Hi, this is Lucy Resnick, and I chose the role of the costume designer for our project. The first character that I decided to design a costume for was Regina George. In this film, she is the leader of the Plastics. So we can see she's wearing a red shirt. I attached all the fabric samples to the side. This red kind of shows that she's very confident, she's very assertive. Moving further toward her outfit, it's definitely a little bit provocative, which kind of describes her personality. She's very showy, she wants everyone to know who's boss. She's wearing heels, which also kind of ties in with this theme. She wants to be very impressive and she wants to assert her dominance. She has her hair down, showing that she's definitely a little bit more intimidating. She's not holding any of herself back. And as we can see, the accessory that I gave her was a little purse. It is Chanel, which is a designer brand, showing that she likes to show off her money and show off her worth. She also has a little necklace on, and if you look closely, the shape of this necklace is a diamond, showing kind of her rough edges and that she's not very soft and approachable. The next character that I chose to design a costume for is Gretchen Wieners. She's kind of like Regina's sidekick in this play, and we can see that she's wearing a little bit more of a modest outfit than Regina. She's definitely not as confident. She tries to do a lot of things to fit in and to prove her worth. So she's kind of keeping herself in within her outfit. And there's a famous quote from both the movie and the play talking about Gretchen saying that's why her hair is so big, it's full of secrets. So I decided to keep Gretchen's hair down, big, and poofy to show that she definitely has a lot that she's keeping in. Also, if we take a closer look, she has a knockoff Chanel purse. The C's are not facing the right way, which shows that although she might try to be Regina, she's never going to be that same level of assertive. She also has a matching necklace with Regina. It's just a little bit different. Instead of being sharp edged, it's a little bit rounder. It's a circle, which shows that she's maybe a little bit more approachable. She's wearing also flats compared to Regina, who was wearing heels. This also shows that Gretchen is a little bit more modest and not as confident in her own skin. And the last detail that I decided to add to this costume design is her fold over top, which shows that there's kind of two sides to her personality and that she might be a little bit two faced and could cross your back if she wants to. The last character that I designed a costume for is Karen Smith, and out of the plastic, she is definitely known as the dumber one. She is not as put together as the other two, and I tried to show this through her outfit. So she has a dress that I would describe as ditzy. It's very flowy, it's not very provocative and showy, but it's also not as covered up as Gretchen is. She's just kind of having a nice time in her flowy little dress. And it has polka dots, which shows maybe some of her childlike nature. She's not very mature. She also is wearing mismatched socks, which shows her dumbness because she couldn't think enough to find two that match. And that is a very characterizing trait for her because that's kind of what she's known for. She also has her hair up. This shows that compared to Regina and Gretchen, she is definitely the most approachable. She's probably the sweetest on the outside because she doesn't have enough thoughts in her brain to stand up to others. She also has a phone as her accessory, showing that she's not trying to be too much like Regina and that she just is kind of in her own little world doing her own things. And similar to Gretchen, she is wearing flats to show that she's not as assertive, dominant, and rude as Regina is.